Welcome, friends, back to Rule the Waves 3 as Germany starting in 1935. This is episode 95. We are in the second part of a big carrier battle stretching out across the southern Norwegian Sea in February 1961. The current position looks like this. So let me talk you through all the various bits and bobs I've marked on this map. So up here in the corner, we have nighttime. Down in through the middle, we have the arrival of dusk. This seems to be a huge opportunity for me, which I realized through the medium of listening to you in your comments. Thank you very much, in particular, Bochisi and B1 Laxon. So we have noticed that the British Home Fleet here has quite a lot of light jet fighters, and they can't fly at night. So we have an opportunity to overwhelm the Home Fleet with some massed attacks, which is quite exciting. Part of me did think, well, we've done daytime, we got good results, they've damaged a couple of my destroyers, but I've hit them 15 times or something or more. But of course, I have no idea, none whatsoever, what actual damage I've caused. Secondly, air-launched missiles are, I believe, only medium size, so they're not the giant, heavy surface-to-surface missiles. So I suspect that the damage will be less, i.e. more survivable. So I have no reason to believe that I've inflicted serious or lasting damage on the Home Fleet. I might have, which would be great, but probably not. It's probably not nothing, but it's probably not major either. And since I have this opportunity to launch night strikes with my air, which is all night capable, against his air, which is only partially night capable, then that seems to be a great opportunity. As a bonus, the battle cruisers, this group here, have in this green arrow an opportunity to charge through the night and see if they can't get an all-important surface engagement using their surface-to-surface missiles, and maybe in a glorious swan song, they're heavy guns as well. Who knows? We're in February, and we're in northern latitudes, so the night is long. I'll go into that a little bit more. The rest of the arrows are, well, it's from Narvik in the north, and Bergen in the south, and Reykjavik in the west. We will do various bits of air reconnaissance, and then from the carriers themselves, we'll do a short range but wide-ranging air reconnaissance to pick up these three blue groups. This northern group is currently being reported as a destroyer and a light carrier in a few reports. So, yeah, maybe that's a little splinter. Maybe they're damaged. The bigger circle here are the various reported sightings of the Home Fleet itself, things like 3 battlecruisers and 4 carriers and a light carrier, or 2 battlecruisers and 5, so variations around that. So yeah, that would seem to be where they mainly are, and they've kept a relatively consistent distance of about 180 nautical miles from my main carrier force. This third circle here represents what U-264 over here fired at. So they shot some missiles out in that direction. Nothing seemed to have hit. Honestly, it could just be a corvette or something. But if there's another little force lurking down there, then, I'd like to know about it. So that's the overall part of my plan. I'm going to navigate the main carriers down the coast of Norway. The wind, if I can just draw, is still in a northerly direction, so of course they have to go in a southerly direction to launch their plane, so I don't want them crashing into the coast and getting all funny about it. So yeah, I just want to bring the fleet just past the corner of Norway. The smaller Flug 3, I would like to join up with the battle cruisers. Now, because Flug 3 is part of the carrier force and not part of the main force, I can't assign the fighters of Flug 3 to go and do cap over the main force, which is annoying. But I can assign it to do cap over itself and kind of co-locate the two forces together so that the battle cruisers are protected. I am calling for cap from land-based air, which, obviously is nice, but, as we get further and further away, will be more and more difficult to provide. So yeah, that's the outline of the plan. Let's just get rid of that and zoom in a bit and look at the detail. Now I'm just going to pick the most recent big force, which is that or that or that. So here, which is great. So from my battle cruisers, who seem to be heading in an odd direction, I'm not quite sure why that is, it would take 5 hours to get to this point. I've never really noticed this last set of readings on the bottom of the screen, and they're incredibly useful. So for a fixed point, the graph spay in this case, you can move your cursor, and if I hover over there, it tells me the distance, 114.88 nautical miles, but fascinatingly, I've never noticed why I've not seen this, it tells me how long it would take to get there under current speed. So my current speed is 20 knots, so it would take 5 hours. And then it tells me when I'm going to arrive. So at 8:30, 2800 hours, if you want to be precise. And it gives me that in both Zulu time and in Greenwich and in local time, which happens to be the same at the moment. So if I up the speed and then go back over, it will now take me 4 hours at 25 knots. That's really useful. I've no idea why I've never noticed that before. Now, interesting in and of itself, what I think is really important, I'm just going to take this back down to 20 knots, is it then gives me the opportunity to go, right, if to get to here it is an ETA of 8:30, then can I sort out my carriers to do a strike? I'm just going to auto select here for the sake of argument. I do take on board the note that the auto strike doesn't use all of the slots that you have available, and so you need to manually tweak it. Noted. So let's put this target on. I think it's that one. Yep. Now, if I fully coordinate them and were to let them loose now, they would get there at just before 6 o'clock. So if I organize my strike in about an hour and a half, maybe a little bit before, get them ready beforehand, I have the opportunity to have a fully coordinated strike arrive at around about the same time as my battle cruisers intercept them. And I think that could be very, very powerful. I can vary that. So I could have them arrive a little bit before, 20 minutes before the estimated ETA. That would be great too. Let me just put this to carriers in case I forget. So yeah, now I can bring together my two forces and have a proper go at them. So that's very exciting. It's very useful because also you can see there's quite a few squadrons here with only one plane which presumably broke down or something and had to be fixed around, and then some with quite small. Hopefully they haven't taken too much damage. Well, some of them have. So you can see here for this squadron, it has one ready, and it has 5 damaged and 2 lost Uchi. So yeah, so hopefully there will be some to return to build those back up again. But yeah, there's a lot of damage. So yeah, hopefully the hangar crews will be trying to fix planes as soon as humanly possible. So I'm just going to exit out of this without setting that. And yeah, I'm pretty confident, pretty pleased with that. What can go wrong? What? So I'm going to push it on 9 minutes at a time. Z118. I'd love you to survive. That's just down here. I don't know why. 88% damage. Still this 4 flooding. Still just going at 2 knots. Best of luck, mate. And yeah, obviously I'm really looking for new reports as and when they might come up. And you can see dusk marching on. You can see I've got some planes around there. Nice to see a Messerschmitt repaired. Let's see if a few more. So we've got some new reports. They're just of these DDs in the far north. Lots of cap doing cappy things. We've got attack planes. None return on less than 50% fuel. Okay, so comparatively short range attacks for them. And push them forward a bit more. Just the usual churn. Let's see for these reports. So lots of 1 destroyer reports in the north, which I'm not really fussed about. More planes came back with more than 50% fuel. Presumably that means they're quicker to turn around. More caps. More of those. And nighttime starts to approach. Oh, game speed up to ultra fast. It's not like me to forget that, but in this game it's easy to forget all sorts of little things. It's been an hour and a quarter since I had any hard intelligence as to which direction they're going in. So these ones in the north here, they're just destroyers. I'm not sure what this message means. 12 heavy jet fighters, none land on Freiherr König Warthausen. Why are you telling me none landed there? Seems an odd thing. If you know what that means, please tell me. Good to see another one's been repaired. Keep repairing them, chaps. Here's nighttime. The game seems to have had a little bit of a whoopsie. The Manfred von Richthofen, part of Flug 3, is all alone in the middle. So Flug 3 is up here, the main carrier force is there, and I have no idea why it's over here, and I'm not entirely sure how I can fix that other by sailing these guys down to pick them up again. Well, that's a bit of annoying. Anyhow, let's press forward and see if that resolves itself. So let's, oops, press the speed on. Okay, so there is a little bit of action happening. Enemy light jet fighters are engaging our cap. I have no idea where. If I zoom in on the battle cruisers, you can see that the cap is near the battle cruisers from here, but whether they are being attacked or not is not fully clear. Let's push it on a minute at a time, see if that resolves itself. More cap. No. Z118 limits damage. Go, 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 guys. A minute to go. So many temperamental engines. I might be tempted actually just to slow these guys down slightly so that they can come together more easily. Obviously, because they're in different forces, I can't make the carrier subordinate and supportive to the battlecruisers. Okay, so whatever that cap action was seems to have sorted itself out. Let's see where we are with the reports. So still all of this single destroyer. No one cares about single destroyers. Okay, let's push this back up to 9 minutes. So it's still a bit of cap nonsense. Okay, so they're attacking a light fighter on recon. Oh, well, that's going to land back. Who knows? Oops. Well, that was something. So something somewhere hit with a missile. Who that actually was is hard to know. Okay, the message did flick by, but because I was doing 9 minutes at a time, it wasn't available to me. I mean, really, I should be able to know who the hell fired at it at the very least. I mean, you know, nice, obviously, but I don't want to push things on a minute at a time. Okay, so now we have 2 destroyers. Ooh, and they're close by. So that's interesting. So possibly from U-262, which is also a guided missile destroyer, submarine. Okay, let's. Flug 1 has been spotted, and Linen 3 has been spotted. Linen 3 are the heavy cruisers with Flug 1. Flug 1 is the main carrier strike force. So that's a bit sad. Nice to see more planes being repaired. Okay, a lot more things being spotted. A little bit of cap. And we shoot down a jet attack goblin. So they know where we are. Okay, and they are got some guys approaching Linen 1, the battle cruisers. Let's just zoom in, see if we can see any action. Well, it seems to be one entire goblin, but you know, it only takes one. And there go some stuff. So a whole pile of SAMs get launched. Airborne ECM support reduces SAM effectiveness. Boo! Well, we don't like the sound of that at all. However, heavy AA from a whole pile. Oh, actually, that's Peterstrasse. So that's here. Here we are. Does the business and destroys one aircraft and damages the other. Okay, no hits. Interesting, they're using glide bombs. So again, they've run out of missiles. Oops, that's wrong. Let's bring the carrier into being just behind and press on. Let me just see if, oh yes, there are some fresh reports here. So that's right. So a light cruiser and 7 destroyers is reported. Whether they are trying to send a force down to interrupt us. Obviously, there's this report here, which could be something. So I'm going to have to move things on just a minute at a time because things are happening comparatively fast. What is the time, by the way? Okay, so it's 6:30. So I haven't really got any great intelligence. The last one to mention any kind of carrier was very recently at 17 minutes past 6. but it's only one light carrier and 6 destroyers, and there could be a cruiser. It is nighttime and everything. This could be very dodgy. The last one, to mention actual fleet carriers, is untimed, but must have been around about 3, and it's 6:30 now, so, or coming up to 6:30. So yeah, tricky. If I go after that one, this is Fluke 2, the smaller one. I can bring pretty much everything that I have available for this, and they will hit the target at about 8 o'clock if I coordinate both those. So I'm going to say to go ahead with that one. For Fluke 1, I'm going to wait till I get better intelligence. And for Fluke 3, let's see. Well, actually, I sort of want Fluke 3 to focus on Cap. So let's just ignore that for the moment. So here are the various bits and bobs of intelligence, such as it is. Okay, let's take this up to 5 minutes. Ah, right. Do you want to adjust the final strike location from Otto Liefenthal? Let's say yes. So here we are. It's kind of implying that it's not finding anything at that place, which is strange because this is exactly where at 6:17, allegedly, and it is actually 6. Sorry, I'm misreading that. At 11 minutes past 5, and it is sort of an hour later, and it said it was going in that direction. So let's just move this down a bit if it's struggling and see if that helps at all. Okay, so one of the troubles might be that the nighttime intelligence is poor. Also, I'm not seeing any planes there. This is all very mystifying. Okay. Luke 1, Lutzel, temperamental engines. So, I think, guys, are you not reporting these things to me? Where's the pop-up messages? Right, I absolutely want to know where these guys are. So where are you? So you're there. Don't know where that one is. That one's definitely there. And that one is there. How is that? Okay, so the reports are here and here, which means that these chaps have to go that way. I think we can push them up in their speed. Means these guys have to go back that way. And then the main fleet, why is that going at 30? Can go back up. Let me just check on the old destroyer, see how it's doing. Not so well. I mean, they've got the flooding down to 2, but it looks like it's a dead duck. Right. Okay. So off go that lot. Had I known, and I've directed it there, but actually the main fleet are there. So unless they happen to sort of detect them on their own radar, unfortunately that's lost. However, okay, my plan of coordinating them is just not realistic. This intelligence now timed at 6:30. I can be there in an hour. If I don't coordinate, if I do coordinate, they can be there at 2 in the morning. I mean, they're going to be miles away by then. Absolutely miles away. So let's get them launched. No. I mean, I'd love to. Do you want to? No. And no. And no. Why are you asking me multiple times? Right. So that's got them all on their journey of discovery. Let's just go to the battle cruisers. Yeah. Let's see if we can track these guys down. So I'm just pushing rapidly through a minute at a time. So people from Bergen have found them, which is good. Let's see if they can do anything. I mean, no shortages of reports here, so I'm just going to have to tidy these up a bit. Okay, so here are planes from Otto Lithenthal, way off, sadly. Here are the current reports of this, that, and the other. This being the most recent sort of big one. Let's just carry that on. Well, their SAMs seem to have no difficulty damaging my planes. And they're still spotting, but we seem to have hit something, which is nice. Bit of cap action on their reconnaissance planes. Do I want to adjust? Yes. Let's just go to the reports. Let's see, the two CVs are reported there. And 4 CVs there. So there and there. And that was a little while ago. Was the course the same? Yeah, so the course is the same. They're both heading east. So let's go up in, where are we for this one? Let's go up in that direction, shall we? See if that brings us success. Here's some of our planes coming back. Okay, definitely there. That's a good one. And okay, so these are from Otto Liefenthal. They're coming back and they found something. Well done, guys. 6 of them approaching. Friendly aircraft approaching. Yeah, all right. I think we've got that. And also from August from Parseval too, so that's nice. Okay. So we've fired a pile of missiles at a battle cruiser, a couple of heavy cruisers. Oh, seemingly at one of our own destroyers and at an enemy. Not liking the whole at Z16. Where on earth is that? Let me find out. Okay, here's Z116. So I'm very much hoping they haven't fired at my own battlecruiser force. Just saying. Shouldn't do, because they're over here. So we've hit something. One thing. And 2 more. And another 2. Yeah, enemy missile passes by Z16, so that's nice. And the new report, so up there. So we definitely want to be chasing up in that direction. Let's go see where these guys are. Make sure they don't get too far away. Nothing more at this point. What distance is that, by the way? So we are 62 miles, 2 hours separate from the last big report. Yes, I do. So I want them to go to here. That would seem to be a good point. See if they find anything. So Flug 1 keeps on being spotted, but they don't seem to be able to do very much about that. Let me just check where these guys are. Heading in a rightish direction. You know what? I think that, of course, is that the Richthofen? No, no, it's not. Where's Manfred gone? Here, this is Manfred. I'm going to send him down that way, because that's ridiculous that he should be all the way down there. My plan to try and coordinate these two together isn't really working, and I just feel it's putting them at risk. What I can do with the battle cruisers is, I think, perhaps it's Lenin 2. So they have a helicopter. I thought Lenin 1 would have a helicopter too. So Lenin 3 has 3 helicopters, but yeah, Lenin 2 has one. It only has a range of 100 miles or something like that. Yeah, 100-ish. But I want it more for the recon. Okay, so I've set a recon from the main force. I don't know if they actually have 3 helicopters available, but I've set it for 50 miles. I also don't know if they can do a night search. Perhaps they can't, but you know, what the heck. If they can provide some intelligence, that would be all to the good. So I've simplified down the reports. I have no idea how far or fast they're going. I'm at 25 knots, which of course is challenging. Let's put the thing here. See if we find anybody. And another lot. Let's put that one up here. See if that is anything. Farewell, Z118. You put up a fair damage control fight. I wonder if you had been saved if I had maintained damage control as a thing. So there's a new report. That's an old one. So this is a new one. So let's go to that. That definitely seems like a worthwhile one. And if that's true, then they are about 26 nautical miles away. And as you can see from the radar, getting close. Squad max is only 27. I'm going to keep it at 25. It'd be amazing if I actually could find them. So, in go some of the guys. Launch some missiles. So, poor old Z116. What on earth is Z116 done to deserve that? That's here, way at the back. Let's not do that, everybody. So, yes, overflown, and near missed. Well, I mean, Z116, I salute your missile survivability. Given that I didn't say loose your missiles off over here, I said do it over here. Quite why they are so insistent that they are the ones. Anyhow, here they are actually now approaching real enemies. So let's hope that turns into something. So launching a missile, lots of SAMs, more ECM, more SAMs. Ooh, medium SAM, 2 aircraft destroyed. Ow! Well, reportedly, anyhow. Oof. Well, that's a weird message. 0 jet attack from Barthausen. Break off attack on friendly ship at last moment. Well, that's good to know. Ooh. So a couple of missile hits against something or someone. Let me see that last report. So it's still over there. So still in that direction. And some more SAMage. This time they've all missed. This ECM support reduces SAM effectiveness, works on our side as well, which is good. And another missile hit. I mean, it is worth just emphasizing that I've taken such little damage, and I don't know what damage I've caused them, but I've certainly caused them some damage. All right, let's go back to reports. Let's see where the latest one is of that. So let's direct them that way. And another missile hit, reportedly. Yes. So these strikes, there's that one. Although that is 24 nautical miles away. So very close. And then there's another one, which is almost in range. So I've just tidied up some old reports, and you can see they are very much focused in this kind of direction. 15 at some stuff. Let's see what they can do. Missiles away, no hits. Well done, ECM. And ditto. And some more coming in. So some hits. And another. And one more final adjustment. So I'm going to say this whole final adjustment thing was a good plan. Now we are in radar range, at least of that one. And of that one. Of that one. So yeah, tricky to know. This is the most recent, but we're not seeing them. And that is considerably further down. And that's considerably further away. Tricky. I'm going to put them about here. It just feels, I don't know. It's a guess. I mean, they are hitting them. And I'm not picking them up on radar. Well, bang, bang, bang. 4 of them. So why I'm not picking them up on radar, I'm not sure. Let's look at the Scharnhorst. Not showing why. Oh yeah. So just looking at the forwardmost destroyer. So its range is here, and we're still not picking up anybody. Light breeze, clear weather. You know, sea state is fine. Night sighting of 4,500 visually. So I feel like we should find them any moment. Any moment. Oh, come on, boys. Is that the most recent report? I don't know where that one is. So there's one going way up there. Oh. And there. And there. And then there. So, yeah. That and that and that. Are they just outside here? Plus, what about these targets here? I can't go after both. And then there's this one, which doesn't show where it is. Oops. Unknown radar contact. Ooh, and quite far in as well. Phew. Well, that was emotional. I'm going to pause it there and gather myself for the surface action that is about to follow. Hints and tips welcome. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed this. It's nail biting. It's just I do hate the imprecision, the unknown, the blind man's buff of trying to do stuff. Clearly, the airstrikes have done a grand job in making hits, reportedly, and of occasionally calling off strikes on friendly ships or attacking friendly ships, but the missiles managing to miss. So, yeah, pretty good middle of the night sequence. We are at just before 9 o'clock at night. Our contact is at 24,000 yards and a bit. And yeah, join me next time to see what unfolds in the great missile exchange that is about to happen. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.